teamwork is a really good, deep and interesting conversation. And my background that I kind of tend to draw on a lot for teamwork. I did get a business degree in international business, and promptly, to my father's dismay, threw that away and became a professional musician, which I did for about 10 or 15 years. And if you ever want to kind of put teamwork to the test, go watch a classical chamber music group perform, a string quartet, and watch them rehearse and see what happens. You really, really have to perfect the ability to lead, follow, and get out of the way at a split-second notice. There are lots of times where the first violinist will be playing, I'm actually a trumpet player, so the first trumpet player will be playing the lead melody, and then they'll cut out because the music cuts out, and the second trumpet player has to take the lead for 3 bars until the French horn player takes over. And as soon as egos get involved, it completely falls apart. And so, having spent so much time learning that skill, when to lead and when to follow, it's really kind of taught me a lot of lessons that I've used in management. One of the lessons I've learned is that when it gets back to the individuals and how they contribute and how everyone contributes to the team, is we had we were on the road playing a concert tour somewhere, and the French horn player got sick and couldn't play, and so we had to hire a new person for a handful of concerts. And this new person came in and maybe had a very quick rehearsal with us. She was an excellent horn player, came up to the concert and played, and it went really, really well. Except it wasn't the same band. It was a different band, right? You change one person out of 5 and everything's different. And so when it comes to a team, I think, and this kind of comes to the diversity issue as well, I think you have to recognize that when everybody's firing on all cylinders and the team is really, really functioning, you can go really far, but as soon as you change one of those people, the whole team's going to interact quite differently and play different, and everybody's going to have to learn how to use that person's particular strengths and how they all kind of get together, again, to reach that goal that the team has set out to achieve. But recognize that it maybe have to be a little fluid, a little dynamic, and as you get new people on the team, it may change a little bit exactly how you do that by taking advantage of all the individual strengths that the team has. Intellectually, moving from music or, gosh, a number of different careers into software, I think intellectually is easy. It's pretty much, I had a job where my brain was focused about 18 inches away from my work for a long, long period of time of concentrating heavily on solving problems. And music, it tends to be very mathematical, and so does software. The other interesting part of music is the whole team-based involvement, whether you're in chamber music or if you're working under classical music or a conductor, where there is an absolute dictator telling you what to do and you must follow that person. All of those intellectually transfer to software, I felt very, very well. The hard part is, how do you physically do that? You know, where's the website where you say, you know, large software company looking for principal trumpet player to transition to software developer? It doesn't exist. I happen to be very lucky. I had decided that I wanted a career change. I wasn't exactly sure where it was going, but I knew what qualities I wanted in that career change. I wanted a regular paycheck. I wanted to be able to stimulate my mind. I wanted to meet other interesting, fascinating, smart people. And so I was on a hiking trip in the Northwest and ran into someone who had created a small startup company. And when he spoke to me about his company, it all just clicked, like, wow, that has everything that I want. And I was basically lucky that this person hired me as one person on his staff who didn't know anything about software, because he wanted to capture that learning curve. And so it was kind of 2 parts, 1 part inspiration, 1 part sweat, and big part luck for me. Okay, my first piece of advice to a brand new manager, especially for managing a project, is take boating lessons. And the reason is, if you've ever driven a boat, especially a larger boat before, what everybody, new captain, does is they kind of steer to a point and they tend to oversteer. And they steer to the point and the boat keeps going. And I think it's really tricky as a manager to learn to kind of take things slowly, take stuff in, you need to make decisions on a timely basis, but I see one of the mistakes that new managers make is oversteering the boat very quickly. And so kind of being very intentional about where you're going and being very directed is a really important lesson to learn. I guess the second piece of advice I'd have to new managers is to really worry about and understand and care about that your success is based on the success of your employees. And it's not so much about you making all these right decisions and leading the charge. It's really about creating and enabling your employees to shine. If you do that, then you'll be doing your job really well and will be recognized for it.